Hello, this is Chloe, and this video will be my first YouTube video introducing how consumers behave when they're exposed to a wide range of products. I hope you will like this video, and let's start our masterclass now. So in today's classes, we will introduce perception, learning and memory, consumer needs, and decision making. So we will start by perception. When our products are placed in the supermarket, firstly, we need to get the attention from our consumers. So how will consumers respond to our products? There are 5 sensory receptors in our immediate response, helping people receive stimuli. There are eyes, ears, nose, mouth, and fingers. I will be focusing on the effects from eyes and ears today. The first sensory perception part is our eyes, vision. I think it is one of the most influencing parts in our decision making nowadays. Colors may influence our emotional directly. That's why marketers have been making use of the color psychologists for a long time. For example, yellow and orange are colors that make people feel hungry. Red is the color most used by fast food chains. Because red is associated with emotion and patience, people will be aroused and feel happier with red, yellow, and orange. I think we all know McDonald's. McDonald's is a good example of using red and yellow to stimulate consumers, giving a tasty and hungry impression. So to prove whether this is true, I also do a mini survey in asking which one, the yellow one or the blue one, will consumer prefers when they are buying the products, just depending on their packaging. So let's take a look at the video.
Well, I think in terms of the color, the first one, the yellow one, is more attractive to me because yellow is always better than blue.
For me, I would like to choose the yellow one, the lace-up one, as I think the appearance of the chips on the packing seems like more crispy than the blue one, so I would like to choose the yellow one.
I would like to choose the one with the yellow package because the package is full of yellow color, which is colorful for me, and I would feel more satisfied when eating the chips. So I would choose the one with the yellow package.
By considering the information in the package, I think I will choose the blue one as there is no calories labeled in the package, so I will feel much better when I eat these chips.
I would choose the one on the left, the Lay's, over Pop Chips, because the yellow and red color combination just looks a bit more appetizing and appealing to me, and also the chips scattered all over the packaging also looks quite attractive to me, while the Pop Chips one, the blue and white color combination just doesn't look as appealing to me, and also the chips is less photographed as attractive to me, so I'm not that interested in that packaging compared to the one by Lay's.
So we can see all of them have chosen, most of them have chosen the yellow one, and we can conclude that color really takes an important position in deciding which product to buy just by their appearance. So we can see on the screen, the following perception is our ears, sound. Since background music creates the sound mood, many chain stores will play their own background music inside the store. Do you remember Donkey? Can you match the background music with the store correctly? If you can think of more examples, feel free to comment below and subscribe my channel. I have some examples here. Let's take a look at it. So we can clearly hear that this is the background music of 123 by Ella. Let's take a look at the next one. And we can show that this is the background music from JHC. The last one will be Donkey one. So remember, if you have more examples, just comment below. However, many studies have shown that our sensory detection abilities declines as we grow older. So if our target market are elderly, we need to make sure the information presented on the packaging is large and clear enough. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Okay, the next step, we need to make our message more memorable and boost purchasing. So we need to move on to the learning and memory part. So how can we create value in consumer behaviors? We can do this by classical conditioning and operant conditioning. In classical conditioning will create a conditioned response through associations between unconditioned stimulus and unnatural stimulus. Let's take a look at the Ivan Pavlov experience on dog. We have milk powder as the unconditioned stimulus, bell as the natural stimulus, and dog as the unconditioned response. When the previously natural stimulus is repeatedly paired with the unconditioned stimulus by ringing the bell together with milk powder, the bell will become conditioned stimulus, and that little dog stimulation will be the conditioned response. An association between the previously natural stimulus and the unconditional stimulus is formed. Once the dog hears the bell rings, it will salivate just like what it does and when it is looking at the milk powder. So how can this experiment be implemented in marketing? In marketing, music that is happy and repetitive helps consumers to feel happy when they hear it. Consumers then associate the feelings of happiness with the product and may be more likely to buy the product. Every time the consumer remembers the tunes, they will unconsciously also remember the product associated with it. This may make the consumer more likely to buy the product. Here we will have operant conditioning. In operant conditioning, there are 4 situations. They are positive and negative reinforcement, punishment, extinction. So in this video, I will be focusing on how reinforcement helps in making marketing strategy. In positive reinforcement, consumers are rewarded for buying a product or service. The reward acts to reinforce the behavior, making the consumer more likely to continue buying the products. For example, coupons are a form of operant conditioning. Consumers use coupons to buy a product for money off, then continue to buy the products even when the coupons are no longer available, because they became unconditioned to buying the products. Free offers are another form of operant conditioning. One operant conditioning strategy is to offer consumers a free sample, then a coupon good for a large discount, followed by a coupon for a smaller discount. At the end of this, the consumer may be so used to using the product that they continue to buy it at full price. Offers such as buy 10 get 1 free are another form of operant conditioning. So apart from positive reinforcement, we also have negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement is used to get consumers to stop doing something. For example, electricity companies may charge more for electricity used during peak hours. This is a way to get people to use less electricity during peak hour. Salesperson who call at inconvenient times or use pressure to convince you to buy a product or service are also using negative conditioning. The idea is that you will buy the product in order to stop the pestering. So we know, why do people buy products? Many psychological reasons go into why people buy. And if marketers know this reason, they can capitalize on that. Some consumers buy in order to satisfy themselves, while others buy for the opinion of others. For example, a shoe company who is appealing to consumers who want to satisfy their own needs will advertise the comfort of the shoes. Whereas a company that is concerned with the consumer who is trying to please others might focus on how good the consumer will look in the shoe. This shoe will be displayed in different stores. We can see that consumer needs to satisfy their needs both physically and mentally. In fact, there are 4 types of consumer needs: needs for achievement, needs for affiliation, needs for power, and needs for uniqueness. In needs for achievements, people who lead this will purchase products that value personal accomplishment. They will prefer products that signify success, such as luxury brands, technology products, etc. So you might have questions on those who are not rich enough to satisfy their list of achievement. What can they do? In reality, there are many people buying counterfeit products. Counterfeit products are products trying to imitate the branding products. They usually sold at a low price with a little difference compared with the real one. Here an example of Dr. Martens counterfeits. Can you classify which one is real and which one is fake? If you cannot stay out which one is real, that's right, that's what people want. When they are using counterfeits without being exposed, they can satisfy their list for achievement while saving money. The following list is a list for affiliation. People who have this list will want to be with other people. They will buy products that are used in groups. Let's make Peter as an example. Peter is a primary school student. One day, he found that nearly all of his classmates are using Gregory's school bag. Since he has the list of affiliation, he also wants one. So he tried to persuade his mom to buy one for him. And if he's lucky, he can get the school bag. But mostly, if his mother rejects his request, counterfeit programs may also help this time. Next one is lead for power. People who have this lead will also want to control one's environment. They will be attracted by products that allow them to have mastery over surroundings. Example for this will be muscle cars and now boom bosses. All they want is to change the environment as what they want by standing at the top in such a group or environment. And the last one is live for uniqueness. Everyone have their own values. People will prefer products that can assert their individual identity and enjoy products that can focus on their unique characteristic. Take Gucci as an example. Gucci gives people a sense of luxury. Only wealthy individuals can afford it. So normal consumers are not able to have one. People who have similar characteristics as Gucci will be favored to buy Gucci products. Treasures is also an example of trendy, common, and MK brand in Hong Kong. People who wear this brand are more likely to be relaxed, casual, and sociable. The last example would be Honda. Honda is a family brand which gives a sense of reliable, safety, and persistence. They do not like competition and they usually show care and friendly. People who have similar characteristics will purchase Honda products. In fact, apart from the 4 types of consumer risk, we also have 5 types of perceived risk when consumers are making decisions. They are monetary risk, functional risk, physical risk, social risk, and psychological risk. We will start by monetary risk. Monetary risk arises when the consumer thinks about their return on investment. Assessing whether the product they intend to purchase is worth its price and whether the benefits of the product outweighs the investment they make come under monetary risk. When a consumer worries that an impulse buy might strip him or her of valuable cash, it also comes under monetary risk. An example here would be a consumer thinking, if the dishwasher is costing about $525 USD, he intends to purchase is worth he intends to purchase is worth the investment. This kind of risk can be addressed by the manufacturing firm by providing information such as product life cycle. The next one is functional risk. Functional risk refers to the risk associated with the functioning of the product. For example, a consumer who loves to bake cakes for his family and friends might think, will the oven be sufficient to bake multiple batches of cakes? The functional perceived risk is associated with product features, functioning and perceived benefits, and also includes concerns regarding the quality of products. Since it is related to the features of products, this kind of risk can be easily addressed by the parent firm of the product. Providing adequate product information and addressing every query of consumers will go a long way in helping alleviate such kinds of perceived risk. Then we will have physical risk. Physical risk with doubts about the safety of the product come under physical risk. A consumer may be confused about how safe it is to use a particular product or service, and thus think multiple times before making the purchase. This kind of perceived risk is easy to address by the parent firm, as they can easily alleviate the consumer fears by providing them information about the safety of the product. A simple example in this regard would be the customer doubts about cooking in the microwave oven. With multiple kinds of research pointing to the harmful effects of radiation inside the microwave, it's quite natural for consumers to worry whether cooking in the microwave is safe or not. To put this fear to rest, the manufacturing firm can explain how the food is safe when cooked in a particular material. And the last one is social risk and psychological risk. I put them together because they are somehow similar. It is a known fact that brands work extremely hard at creating an identity and image for the product or brand. Customers will relate themselves to a particular brand and thus hesitate to get associated with a lower or lesser priced brand. Such perceived risks can be classified as the social or psychological risk. An example would be a consumer reluctance to wear a certain brand of clothes because it affects their social status. Another example of perceived social risk can be a customer worrying whether a particular high-priced dress would get his or her parents' approval, or even worrying whether a particular brand of crockery will complement his or her classy and expensive dining table. So in this, we've talked about how to attract consumers in buying our products. In next video, we will take a look at how consumer feels after purchasing the products. Okay, if you find my video useful, don't forget to give a like and subscribe my channel. Here is all for today. See you next time. Bye bye.